Don't place a trade based on what you're seeing in this video because there is no guarantees of making a profit in the market. It takes you a long time to become a good trader. So this video here is just to educate you to become a much better trader. So let's have a look at the velocity of money, inflation, what's the beneficial is likely to be moving forward. So if you're looking for some longer term investing opportunities, this is the video for you to give you some ideas of what could be affected moving forward if we're looking for those big macro scales. Since the whole bubble in the Bitcoin and is starting to bust. That thing's going to zero, guys. I'm just joking. I don't think it's going to zero, but I do see at least 30,000. Anyway, I'll do another video on that, but I see at least 30,000, probably if not a bit more on this pullback, and then we may go for another bull run there. But the bull market's over, guys, in Bitcoin. Anyway, moving over now through to, as I'm doing this video for you anyway. If you watch this video 3 months from now, it's like, Jordan's back in the bull market. Yeah, no. Anyway, no shit, Sherlock. Now, let's have a look at this here, right? So we're looking at the United States inflation rate, and inflation rate spikes. We look at the last 12 months. Look at this here, last 12 months. All right, guys? So once again, we're going to look at inflation, we're going to be looking at velocity of money. We're going to be looking how that's all going to correlate to what asset prices are probably going to do the best this year. Now, look at this here. Back at, in 2020, middle of 2020, nothing. And look at it, just slowly steps up, flattens out a little bit through here. And look at this here, bam, 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 right? Now, the interesting thing is, guys, is that so many people have said, oh, look, they printed all this money in the past and it didn't cause inflation, so therefore, it's not going to cause inflation again, right? Blah, 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 blah. So, this time is different when it comes to that. What we're seeing here, look at this here. Look at this inflationary spike. 4.2 on the Richter scale, right? So, 4.2 on the Richter scale. So, we're getting a spike of inflation through here. If I look at the last 5 years, look at that there. This is more than the last 5 years. We're just spiking. And guys and girls, ladies, gentlemen, boys and girls, and cats and dogs, this is just the start of inflationary times. This is not a temporary inflation. That's like, when we went off the gold standard. This is a temporary removal from the connection to the dollar to gold. 50 years later, we're still on the temporary. Right, guys? So the trend is starting. Now, this is starting, and then on top of all that, actually, let's look at this here. So that's the 5 year. Let's look at the 10 year. Look at even 10 year. This is actually higher. Inflation rates are higher than back 10 years ago. Look at 25 years. And you can see now we're getting back to where it was pre what? Crash, right? Pre the whole 2008, blah, blah, blah. So we're starting to get this massive spiking here right now, and it's just not looking good for inflation. And we know that, right? You see all these commodity prices, corn, soybeans, wheat, so on and so forth, right? So we just see things going crazy. Lumber, we all know lumber's just gone nuts. But anyway, so we can see that. Now let's actually go to the velocity of money. Now here's the thing. In any market, the time that if you're in a bull market and everyone's talking about it, Bitcoin, and everyone says it's only going to go up and it can't go down, Bitcoin, right? Guess what? That's when most people are greedy, so you should be fearful. And so therefore, we're probably looking for at least a top, right? Now, when I say a top, I'm saying like right now, if you look for a top in the market, it could be a short-term top for 6 months or 12 months, and then we go for another big bull move, right? We're just talking for a short-term top here. So that's probably going to be the top in the market when everyone is happy, glory, dee, right? They're actually not being bumblebees. They're not jumping around. What are they doing? They're hodling. They're probably hodling right now, hoping and praying it just goes back up to 65. Anyway, so they're hodl. So then on the flip side, on any market, when is the perfect time to be entering? Now, if you guys go to my, actually, you know what? Let's actually go to this here. If you go to my homepage, right? If I go to, inflation. If you go to my homepage and you see this is by the way, go to johnsfreegift.com to grab your free trading course. If you see this here, right, you can see that on this video here, 1 year ago, when was this date here? When was this date here? this date was, let's have a look here. This date was March the 28th. I said 3,000 S&P coming, silver, gold, big move, and Apple all-time new highs. Now, why did I say that actually, where was the S&P at this time? Let's actually zoom through here. S&P was around, was that 2,500? Around 2,500. I said I'm looking for a target of at least 3,000 and an all-time new high in Apple. And where was Apple at this time? Maybe let's actually see. Do I have an Apple chart? Yeah. So Apple here was around, what's that? 250 at the time I did this recording. I said all-time new highs are coming, as you can see. Now, what made me so confident of that? Because around this time, guys, everything looked so like really, really bad, right? When everything seems really, really bad, that's the time you want to be starting. Oh, it's time to start nibbling here, right? So same for oil. When oil went negative, what happened? That was the bottom in the market. And now we've just slowly been trending up ever since. So think about the opposites when it comes to that. If you're a herd mentality, you're going to always get run over most of the time. Now, you may jump on some short-term moves, but most of the time, if you're hearing fear in the markets, and that's what you see, the contrarian says, oh, fear, buy, then you're probably in good stead. Now, what's that got to do with the whole velocity of money? Look what's happening here. We've been going down since around 2000s, and then the velocity of money has been dropping. And look what happened here. The worst, right at the end of every bear market, is what? The worst. Bam! Crash. Everyone's fearful, right? Just like last year, guess what? When the whole World Health Organization came out, which, by the way, if you're looking at here, if you're looking at this video here, let me actually bring this over. See where that arrow is on that screen there? That arrow, which is around 2,100. You can see this arrow right here is when the World Health Organization came out and said, this is a pandemic. Donald Trump says, this is a national emergency. We're shutting down the borders. We're shutting down everything, right? Everything's so bad. Oh my goodness, bad. Look at this here. That was the bottom of the markets. Why? Because we rallied down for, it's not the exact bottom, but within a week, we came down, bounced. We did that. We did a little bounce, and then we just, and we know where we are right now. All right. So S&P is Dow Jones. Yeah, you guys know where things are. So if I go back to the velocity of money, what's that got to do with the velocity of money? The velocity of money is like we've had the worst move in the last 20 years. What does that mean? Fear. Oh my goodness, it's so bad. Velocity of money dropped. Oh my goodness, so bad. Remember, contrarian. What does that mean? We're probably now getting ready to start a upward swing now in the velocity of money. So what's that got to do with these inflationary rates? We're getting inflationary rates right now. And remember, what has happened in the past? As velocity of money has dropped, this is the printing money have gone up like that. And this is all the currency in the system, and the velocity of money is here. They've been trying to fight the deflationary pressures in the markets, right? So deflationary in the markets, pushing it down. But then guess what? When this thing starts to turn around, and we're getting inflation already, as we start to get a turnaround, which I believe we're getting ready for that. As I said before, the worst time seems to be at the bottoms of markets, and the best times seem to be at the top of the markets. You know, as I said before, with Bitcoin, it's not a coincidence that Bitcoin's now selling off down to around 40,000 now, as of doing this recording anyway. Close to that anyway, and the high was 65,000. Why? Because so many people are involved with it. We're probably going to get a bit more of a sell-off in that market, right? Stabilize a little bit, freak people out, get people out, and that's probably going to go for another big bull move. So we can see that when this thing starts to turn around and all this money, currency, whatever you want to call it, is in the system here, and we start to utilize that, that's when we're going to start to see not a 4 on the Richter scale, but guess what? We're probably likely to start to see much moves. Now, with all that being said, what's probably likely to be the investments that's probably going to benefit most from the inflationary pressures that's going to happen and continue to happen moving forward. Now, guys, this is investing. If you're a bumblebee and you get in today and you're worried about the next day or the next week or the next month, this is not for you. This is like you thinking about buying a house. You buy a house today and you hold it for 5 years, maybe 10 years, and then you come back and see what it's worth, right? This is the way you approach investing. If you're a bumblebee and looking for a move tomorrow, this is not the right approach. Trading is the right approach for you. Trading system. This is more like investing approaches. Now, what would be what would be the thing that is probably likely to do the best in those markets? Firstly, gold. Gold for two reasons, right? Gold, inflationary. But secondly, I truly believe gold is going to be we're going to see a gold-backed digital currency to add some value to that currency there. Now, don't tell me it's going to be Bitcoin, because who knows, right? They may outlaw Bitcoin. They may do that. But things that I do see, things like gold junior stocks. Like if I'm looking at this big long-term weekly chart for my gold junior stocks through here, I'm seeing that we got some incredible moves coming in this GDXJ chart. Down the bottom here, I see we're likely to see some incredible moves. So mining stocks are probably going to do some crazy moves. Crazy moves. Gold, silver, those sort of things. Again, over this decade, I truly see, guys, by the time we see 2026, 2027, we would have looked back and we would have seen one of the greatest bull markets we've ever seen in history out of that sector, mining sector, and so on and so forth. Right? Hence the reason why I'm heavily invested in that right now. Invested in that, all right? Trading, whatever. Invested, it means I'm buying and holding for at least a few year view, right? So we can see that. But what other things? Other things like, and we're already starting to see the bottoms in these markets, things like corn, soybeans, SOYB, right? So things like soybeans. Look at soybeans. It's already made a very big move up. Now, we may get a correction out of this thing on soybeans, but it's probably likely to find support and then do that again, right? So things like what I'm sharing with you right now, corn, soybeans. One market that I'm personally involved with is wheat. Right? The reason why I'm involved with wheat is because wheat hasn't actually made a very big move yet, where soybeans, corn, those other commodities have actually started making some moves. So guys, these are the things that I'm actually invested already. I'm already invested into wheat. So I see wheat catching up to a lot of the other prices in the markets as well too. As this inflationary pressure starts to really pick up and really start to kick in, I see some incredible long-term massive moves. And if we go to our monthly charts, then I'm starting to see this trend starting to change. Let's actually go to an 8-day chart here for a minute. There we go. Yeah. Right. So look at this here, even on the moving average perspective, right? Look at this here. So we had the 52, which is the blue moving average, was always above it this whole time, coming down. The green moving average was down. Look what's happening now. We're starting to get some changing here. So my personal pick for my investing, for my portfolio, is wheat, because wheat hasn't actually made a big move yet. I hate jumping on things that's already made big moves in the market. So there we go, guys. We have the velocity of money, we have an inflation, and the markets that's likely to make the greatest boom from the inflationary pressures coming. Hey traders, John Howell here. Thanks for watching my video. For a limited time only, I am giving away free access to my brand new trading course. I've put all my most powerful systems, strategies, and trading techniques that I've learned over the last 15 years and put it in this course, and I'm giving it away for free for a limited time. See, in this brand new Go to the Markets by the Board trading course, and you can get it when you go to johnsfreegift.com, you're going to learn, firstly, you're going to get access to a brand new training course for 90 minutes, and you're going to learn all the details step by step to my #1 trading system with over a 90% success rate that works on any market and any time frame. You're also going to learn 3 powerful chart reading and trading techniques. You're also going to learn 2 more powerful trading systems, and also you're going to learn 7-figure trading secrets, mindset techniques, and so much more. There's top 13 mistakes you're going to learn, the 10K per month formula, and so much more. No, this is not a get rich quick scheme, but if you are struggling with your trading right now and you need help, then for a limited time, you can get free access to this. So go to johnsfreegift.com right now, or click on the very first thing in the description, because for a limited time, I'm giving away. So go to johnsfreegift.com right now and start getting access to this full complete trading course, plus also the free training with my #1 trading system with over 90% success rate. Go do that right now, and I'll see you on the next page.